Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Cancer. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a 9 of Cups. My favorite card, I think, in the entire deck. We're going to do our Dove and Serpent spread here. This looks very nice. Also, if there's anything you need me to pray over, meditate upon, send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, we're going to finish up, the Magician. A lot of good fire energy, very strong fire energy, strong earth energy, strong water energy. This looks really good. I kind of think you got a lot of the really good cards here. We're going to do the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Waite-Smith deck. And this is the card that we just set aside. We'll put the frog on top. We're not going to look at it until the very end. And hopefully that card will tie everything together and, give us the confirmation that we need. So looking around, we have this Magician energy. This is the only major arcana card that we have. This is kind of the best one. Because this one has it's almost as good as the Fool, I think. Because this one has the active force. See, the Fool and the Magician or the Magus can become any other card, right? Can produce any other card. Can adapt to any of the other energies. The Fool, though, is more haphazard. There's no real direction. It doesn't do anything. Things happen to it, right? But the Magician, this Mercury energy, this is willed, this is intentional, this is a specific active energy that can merge and adapt to every other card, okay? So this is almost the wild card, right? This is the one that can, by choice, become anything else. The Fool is kind of the Joker, becomes anything else, but not really through its own choice, right? And we also have fire, water, fire, 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 water, earth, and a couple of court cards. Now, these court cards I don't think represent other people. I think these represent some aspects of you that are just beginning to emerge. I really think you've got the best cards here, right? You really do, especially in their placement. I think this is really going to be good. First thing, 9 of Cups, the best card ever. This is you pursuing your goals, pursuing your happiness. You've got a plan. You're on track. You know what you want, and you're out there doing it, right? There may be ups and downs. There may be challenges. We see challenges with the 7 of Wands there, but you know what? Those challenges, they're behind you. Those problems, those struggles, they're behind you now. Right now we have joy, abundance, and satisfaction on every level. In every aspect, every realm of your life is receiving an influx of this joyful water energy. It really is amazing. It is, this is the smoothness with which we all hope to sail, right? This is really, really just calm waters and joyful experiences. And the troubles, the trials, the tribulation, the struggles that we've been through, those are behind us. This is the 7 of Wands. It's in your recent past. Maybe the last few months you've been struggling with this. Maybe a career, maybe with your creativity, maybe with some artistic project, maybe with your family, your relationships, whatever it is. I think there have been struggles. I think that you maybe have started to feel like the odds were against you. It wasn't meant to be. For some reason, the universe is blocking this, right? Not so. We see the way really opening up to you. It's almost as if you're sailing and for some reason there's just a big, I don't know, a big reef or a big dam right in front of you, and there's no passage. It's a real impasse, But now it feels like everything is clearing its way for you. A path is opening for you. And that is the smooth flowing Nine of Cups. And this is you out there doing what you want to be doing, following your will, following your bliss. I like to say with the Nine of Cups to kind of invoke Joseph Campbell a little bit. This is you pursuing your happiness. So it's the challenges, the struggle, there's still going to be struggles. We see a Five of Wands over here. There's still going to be struggles. But this big difficulty, this big blockage of energy, it could be this was your creative block, writer's block, creative block, something like that. An energy block, it could be something, maybe it was health related. It was blocking your vital energy. I feel like it's cleared away now and things are flowing the way they should be. Okay, your creativity is flowing. I think your health, your well-being is back on track. Your joy in what you're doing, right, is back. You're really feeling connected with yourself, with the people around you, with the work that you're doing. And when I say work, I don't just mean what you do for money. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you don't work. Maybe this is more of creative work than it is like employment, It could be both. It could be either. But I'm very pleased to see that this Seven of Wands has given way to the Nine of Cups. I mean, this is perfect. We could just do a reading on these two. The difficulties that you've been facing are clearing up, and you're going to have really smooth sailing from here on out. Okay, that's it. That's basically the reading. Now, I'm more curious than that, though. And I want to know what this Princess of Wands is. It's underneath everything. This is the fire underneath you. I think this is kind of honestly, it feels like a real burning desire to create, to take this inspiration that you feel, this love, this passion that you feel, and express it. And I think we're doing that. We've got these really two nice wheel-looking cards up here. You have this fire within you, and this is the fire that wants to experiment, wants to try new things, to really push the envelope in whatever area this is, if it's work or art or something. You want to do different things. You want to follow the muse. You want to be inspired by everything, and that is part of your creativity. And so with the princess here, it's kind of this desire, this drive, this striving to go out into the world and find different things to be inspired by, right? As part of your work. What I kind of feel like you're an artist of some kind. But with this Mercury energy here, that's what's throwing me off a little bit, because the Mercury energy could be anything. You could be doing anything. You could be a scientist, right? You could be a rocket scientist. You could be a politician. I don't know. You could be a lawyer. You could be anything at all. You could be a poet. You could be a surfer. I don't know. But it has this element of inspired action. You're out there in the world and you're looking for new things to bring you that passion that you can then pour back into your work. And we also have a Princess of Swords. So this is you trying to push the envelope intellectually. This is your intense curiosity for new things, right? This is you out there searching around, being curious, investigating, going around different corners and looking around to find that inspiration. These two cards, these are siblings here, right? Hand in hand. One follows the other, and they, they explore their environment, explore their universe. finding new things to be curious about, new things to learn, that then become inspiration, or we have the inspiration first to go and learn this new subject or new skill, whatever it might be, right? There's a real intense desire for you to learn and to take in new information, new inspiration, right? And I think it all is there to fuel this creative process for you. And that is the Four of Wands. This is the creative process. Taking that fire, taking the fire from all of the difficulties, taking the fire from the inspiration, taking the fire even that we see on the path of the serpent, which we haven't talked about yet, and manifesting it, giving it form. Taking some stones from the environment and putting them in a circle, and then invoking our fire right there in front of us. In this contained way, in this structured form, right? Giving it a place to live temporarily. It's our little ring of fire, little fire pit. And that is you really taking that inspiration and giving it form through whatever means, whatever medium you do this in. Okay. It could be a blacksmith. It could be woodworking. It could be writing or music. It could be a sport. It could be dance or acting or anything. Could be science, could be teaching, could be learning. You could be a student. It's I don't even know. Infinite possibilities, right? This magician, this Mercury energy can become anything. So it's a little bit difficult for me to narrow it down of what you're doing, but it is a lot of things, right? And it is this never-ending search for new, for novel, for inspired, right? Creation. And so this is the forefront on your mind is this desire to create. Maybe you're creating businesses or, I don't know, stock portfolios or something, right? Anything. So this is the creative process for you. And it's not just one and done, right? These campfires, if you follow the channel, you know my Four of Wands analogy. It's the camping for the night, and we make that ring of fire, and we light the fire, and that's good, and we enjoy it, and it does its thing for a day or two, and then we move on. And eventually we're going to rest somewhere, and we need another fire, so we're going to do it again. It's the creative process. It's taking the fire and manifesting it, and then moving on. Taking the fire, manifesting it. It's a process. It's continuous. And every manifestation is only a temporary creation, right? Because when something is created, then it has life. Then it's mortal now. You've taken it down from the spiritual realm and you've given it an earthly life. Well, everything that has an earthly life must perish at some point, I think, most of us anyway. So they're temporary creations. But that is your creative process. And through that process, we're really looking to build the Six of Pentacles. Something that is larger than ourselves. Something that is not permanent, but it still might outlast us. Do you know what I mean? This is something that you're building it's the result of this creative process that you have. It's kind of the bigger picture that you're looking at. And it may involve a business or some kind of a foundation or an order or a religious thing or an art collective, whatever it might be, right? Your own law firm, right? Your own, I don't know, investment firm, whatever it is. You're looking to build something that is going to outlast you. It's still an earthly, temporary thing, but it's a bigger picture, so it's going to outlast us. This is, I think, this is what your ultimate goal is with all of this energy. Now, Path of the Serpent, we talked about this Mercury energy can adapt to anything, can become anything. So you have this as your general energy right now. This is the most important time in your life because whatever you choose to be, whatever you choose to create, whatever you are morphing into with this Mercury energy, that's going to have all of this Path of the Dove energy. It's going to be intensely successful, wildly creative, and it's going to have this lasting success. So the Mercury, the Hermes energy here is kind of a trickster, right? It says, look, you can become anyone you want. That's a blessing and a curse, because now you have to kind of decide. You have to kind of narrow it down a little bit. We're still looking for new and novel. We're still looking to be inspired, but we kind of have to know what we're looking to build ultimately. We have to know, at least have a dim clue, who we are, who we want to become. Because Mercury doesn't give you any clues, just says, be anything you want. But you have to make that decision, and that's the difficult decision. We see a 5 here in your environment, 5 of Wands. I wonder if you maybe live in a bit of a difficult environment, maybe a lot of roommates, maybe just wherever you live, whatever's around you right now. Seems like there's always something going on. You live in a busy place maybe, or there's maybe some conflict, maybe there's a lot of people. I feel like that's kind of part of your inspiration. You like that kind of excitement. Maybe you live in the city, maybe you live in an apartment building or with roommates or something. Maybe this is the just the little bit of excitement where you are. You know, maybe a little bit of danger, a little bit of adrenaline, maybe a lot of surprises, a lot of unexpected stuff going on, and that really feeds into your curiosity and your inspiration, right? So I think this is really, really wonderful fire energy in that it provides you with the stimuli that you need to fuel your creative process. You know, maybe you live with other artists or something. I don't know. The card that we don't want is the energy we don't want. 7 of Cups. We don't want this. Anywhere we see this in a reading, we don't really want this energy. This is us kind of being self-indulgent. This is us compromising our own creative integrity just to do what's going to work, right? Selling out, kind of. And this is what we don't want. It's in this position here of what we don't want. We don't want to ever get so comfortable in our creativity that we lose the inspiration, we lose the originality, we lose the touch with this creative process. And this Mercury energy suddenly finds itself, you know, if you are this kind of bohemian artist, you find yourself in a suit and tie, right? Or if you're a scientist, a lawyer or something, or a dentist or whatever, and you used to wear suit and tie, suddenly you find yourself in a completely opposite thing. And it's compromising your own ideals, and then it's difficult to then separate the Mercury out from the gold again, right? If you know anything about metallurgy, it's difficult to separate Mercury from any other metal, right? Because it really like adapts to the other metal, and it's difficult to get them apart again. There's a whole process, so I hear. We might end up finding ourselves as someone that we don't want to be, and that's the trickster Mercury there, right? Again, saying you can choose anyone, whoever you want to be, you can be. Are you going to wake up, you know, in a few days, weeks, or years and think, I don't even recognize myself? This is not what I thought it was going to be. There was some kind of irony here that I don't like. So we don't want to wake up to that, right? We don't want 7 years from now to say, this isn't what I signed up for. You know, or I don't even recognize myself in the mirror now. Because then it's going to be hard to kind of correct that. So that's why the 7 of Cups is here, so that we can look out for this and we can make sure that we don't get to that point. Okay? So again, that's a good card to have in that position. That's something that we're avoiding. Okay? Now, the 8 of Wands here. This is the excitement that's building up around you right now. Within you, around you. This is a battery that is just taking on a charge, and doesn't have that overcharge protection chip in it, right? Yeah, I'm a little bit of a techie person. So it'll just keep filling. This is a receptive state. It's an 8. This is a battery that just keeps charging past its limit. Eventually, that battery is going to overheat. And if you might remember, there were some cellular phones that had that, or some smartphones. I don't know what they're called nowadays. Cellular phones still? There were some smartphone devices that had that problem a few years back, and they actually lit on fire. Not going to name any names, but it's the same idea. It's a battery that just won't stop charging, and the heat and the pressure and whatever else is in there can't really handle that much of a current. It needs to do something with it. It needs to be discharged. And that's the creative process. If we don't initiate the creative process, this anxiety, this fiery spiritual energy, whatever you want to call it, this creative force, is going to cause more problems than anything else. And so this is at the end of the path of the serpent here to say, look, this is building up in you. You have to get a move on, right? You have to be sure that you do something with that energy. And I also like the Eight of Swords, not swords. We don't want the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Wands. I like the card because it's showing that in order to discharge this this buildup of energy, we don't have to necessarily just find one particular channel for it. This is about energy that's going in many different directions. It's like you're casting your line in many different places to see what you catch. You know, you've got many irons in the fire. Maybe you have many projects going at once. So this is kind of the idea. It's kind of the corrective energy here to this Mercury, because we don't have to just pick one and commit to it and do it now. We can experiment, right? Mercury can try many different things, can experiment and can play around with all of this inspiration, this curiosity, all of that kind of energy, this novelty that we're experiencing. And you can express yourself. So this card's kind of saying, look, don't wait for that one perfect outlet for your creativity. Try a bunch of different things. See what you like. See what works for you. See which suit feels nicest on you. You know, see which one fits the best. In order to do that, you got to try on a lot of different clothes, right? And I think that's the message here, especially on the path of the serpent here, where we don't want to get into a Seven of Cups situation. But I want to get into this mystery card, bonus card, the confirmation card here. I don't have much of an idea, really, of this one. It could be an Emperor, Empress, maybe the World card. Maybe the Art or Temperance card. I think that would be pretty cool. But let's just get into it. No, it's the Death card. The 13th mystery of the tarot. The Death card is not what you think. It is not the Death card. I think that this is really talking about us becoming who we're meant to be, right? It's the transformation card. So I think it really is about this Mercury energy finding what it's morphing into, finding what it should be adapting to, and what kind of person it's going to be, right? All of these other energies, pretty much, it's transmuting all of this into, well, I guess into this, right? All of this energy, all of your past experiences, all of the struggles, are all kind of going into the soil here as nutrients, and we don't know what plant's going to grow after this. I don't like that this is called the Death card necessarily. To me, this is the Birth card. This is the Resurrection card. This is the card that we've planted so many seeds, we don't know what's going to grow. We don't know what the plant is, right? We've thrown a whole bunch of stuff in there. We don't know what's going to grow. But what is growing is using all of our past experiences as nutrients, right? That's everything that's in the soil that we're now growing out of. And this is really all of these struggles. So we didn't talk enough, I think, about the past struggles and the difficulties and the odds, and kind of feeling that we're kind of the underdog in this, and that we're up against it, you know. This card is here to emphasize the Seven of Wands and say, look, every failure that you've had, every struggle, every moment of anger or disappointment, every single thing that you've ever been through in your life is part of this very rich soil now. It's the fertile ground from which you are going to grow and emerge as whatever you're meant to be right now, you know. And that it's difficult for me to say because of this Mercury energy. But it is basically Mercury growing out of this soil. And what this Mercury is going to look like, well, that's going to be up to you, right? And I don't think you're going to know either until we go through a process of experimentation. But all of this energy is here for you right now, and I think it needs to be taken advantage of. I think this card is saying that, look, the soil is perfect. It's the right time to start planting all of this. The soil is here. It's very nutrient dense. It's a very rich, fertile soil. Now's the time to start planting and start activating this energy. Okay. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, just click on the link up here. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just Cancer, but for everyone, all of the zodiac signs. I want to thank you for going on this journey with me. Thank you for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.